Hello there, everyone. If you're watching this video, then you are part of the TTOR Army, an army that is building itself up one subscriber at a time. Now, if you're looking at the title and thumbnail of this video, then you know what's up. Today we're talking about Mario the Vigilant Christian once again, and this time it's about a new scandal that Mario has made for himself. For those of you who are not familiar with the previous scandal, what happened in January of 2019 is that a girl subscriber of Mario's, whom he had a sexting affair with in December of 2018, right before Christmas, she decided to leak the text message exchanges that she and Mario had to the internet, and this caused a lot of backlash on Mario, and basically he was scrambling for cover, creating all kinds of excuses why this happened, and basically tried to throw her under the bus and refused to take any kind of accountability. And then he decided to throw himself into rehab, and that lasted for a few months. And then he got kicked out of that program, and then he came back to the internet briefly, and then he went off to a homeless shelter for about 5 months. And then after he got his certificate of achievement, he came back to the internet, started making videos again, including an attack on Gary828 himself. Gary exposed him some more and exposed all of his lies, hypocrisy, and double standard. And so Mario left the internet again for a long time, basically waiting for the heat to die down before he came back. And then he came back. Gary made more videos about him. And then Mario left the internet again, but this time because he got a new girlfriend. And it's a good thing he left the internet when he did, because not long after Mario left the internet, Gary put out this excellent video titled Exposing Vigilant Christian's Rehab Stint, Explicit. The video has been out for 22 days and already has 2,967 views at the time of this recording. It is a 50-minute video, and it is fascinating and disgusting at the same time. And I will say to Gary, this video is probably the best video you've ever done in terms of its importance. I mean, you don't just bust Mario for lying about the previous scandal, but you've basically caught Mario in a whole new one, as we're going to see here in just the few clips that I show. Now, there's so much stuff in here in this 50-minute video that I can't possibly go through it all blow for blow. So I'm just going to respond to a handful of clips that illustrate the point of Gary's video, and also looking at some stuff that I noticed and took personal interest in. So when you skip to the 4-minute and 7-second mark of this video, you see the following.
Okay, so a couple months ago, you all know I released a 2-hour documentary-style video called Patterns, going over Mario's patterns over the last few years. If you have not seen it yet, you should definitely check it out. Just look up Gary828 Patterns, and it should come right up. So after I finished recording Patterns, a girl emailed me and told me she and Mario had been in an online relationship his entire stint at Rehab. She sent me texts and pics they had exchanged and felt like the world should know who Mario really is away from YouTube, which the information she provided only confirmed all the things I have been saying. So I wasn't surprised by any of this. She doesn't have any animosity or ill will towards Mario or anything like that, but that she was sick of seeing him online lying to his audience and felt like they needed to know the truth. Now, she only sent me a few pics and texts. She has a lot more, but she sent me enough to make the point. Now, we all know Mario watches my channel like a hawk, so he can see what kind of videos he needs to make in response to the exposed videos I make about him. And when he sees this, he is going to be absolutely livid, fuming at the mouth, and I'm sure he's probably going to attack her and threaten her, etc. But, Mario, I wouldn't do that, because she can send me more stuff, and she can send whatever threatening messages you send to her. So instead of being mad at her, you need to be mad at yourself for lying to your audience. But, as we all know, a narcissist never accepts responsibility and always shifts the blame onto others. When Mario sees this video, he isn't going to feel godly sorrow or remorse. He's just going to be angry at her for exposing him and shedding a light to his audience he's been working so hard at deceiving.
So, there you see in that clip, Gary talking about the email that this girl who was in a online relationship with Mario the past 2 years sent him. But he didn't actually read what he showed on screen, so I'm going to read the part that he showed on screen. Just a slight oversight on Gary's part, I'm sure, but we can forgive Gary for that. Mario and I were in a relationship during the entire duration of his rehab stay online. We shared over 10,000 messages between us. Shortly before this time, I had lost my partner in death and reached out to Mario, and as you know, he sent inappropriate images to me, and I was compelled to share these so people could gain insight on Mario. After all this, I thought I should try to talk to Mario and get more insight on him. I allowed him to send me inappropriate messages during this time as to keep him connected to me, as he simply was not interested in having a connection to me otherwise. This inappropriate texting went on for about 2 years. Mario continuously sent me pics and videos of himself stroking himself and pictures of other men naked, etc. He seems to have an obsession with male genitalia. One image even said something about worshiping penis. And I wish I didn't have to read that, but that's what she wrote. So during his 2 years in rehab, because that's what Mario has been saying lately, he says that he was in rehab for 2 years, even though he really was only in rehab for a total of 9 months over the course of the last 2 years. But let's just go with Mario's story. Mario has been in rehab for the last 2 years, and during this time, he was in an inappropriate online relationship with another girl, doing all the things that he supposedly was getting treated for. But it gets worse than just this little email here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the play button, and we're going to watch the next minute 22 of this video where we see the following.
Okay, so let's take a look at some of these text messages and pics, and let's see just how much Mario's been dying to self the way he portrays on his Facebook posts. So while he's supposed to be at rehab focusing on breaking his addiction, he sends out these posts on Facebook about how God has changed him. As you can see here, November 6th and 13th and 14th of 2019. And then he messages this to his lady friend that he's texting with. Now keep in mind, this is what he's doing in his private life, when he thinks no one is looking, when he thinks his audience won't see. Okay, so obviously she has to cover the nudity here, but Mario sent her a pornographic image of a man and a woman going at it against the wall. And as we scroll down, you can see the date is November 15th, 2019, just a day after he sent the posts on Facebook about how God has helped his addictions. And what does he write to her? I want your pee to feel the best, so I'll have to have a friend with a thick cock or your ex join us, so I can watch you get effed so good. Or with him.
And in that clip there, we see Mario claiming publicly through his social media posts that God has set him free from his addictions, which, according to Mario himself, include hypersexuality and other sexual addictions and fantasies that he was struggling with. But behind the scenes, the next day after making that social media post, we can see him sending pornographic images and dick pics to the girl that he was in this online relationship with. Clearly, the man has not been set free from his sexual addictions like he claims online that he has, and that's the real kicker here. It's that one day he's saying, I've been set free from my sexual addictions, and then the next day he's doing this garbage, and during both days he's allegedly in rehab getting treated for this stuff. Obviously the rehab was a sham. There was no rehab to be made for Mario because he wasn't interested in getting rehabilitated. And you'll see Gary talk about this in other clips. Now it is at the 8:44 mark of this video where we see the following.
November 26th, writes a post talking about overcoming emotions and addictions. 196 likes. November 26th, he posts a meme. Lust says, "What can you do for me?" Love says, "What can I do for you?" 170 likes. See the image he tries to portray online? He wants his audience to think this is who he is. But then the next day, on November 27th, 2019, he sends this pornographic image to his lady friend and says, "I want you to suck a big cock through a hole and not know who it belongs to. Someone with a 10-inch cock." So does this align up with the image he's portraying on social media and YouTube? So then let's see what he posts on Facebook the very next day, November 28th, 2019. We need a revival of purity in this generation that is being overtaken by sexual immorality. Hashtag death to porn. So you see how hypocritical and sick this guy is. He is mocking Christians.
And as we could see in that clip, Mario shares a meme that indicates that he doesn't struggle with lust. And then, the very next day, when messaging this girl that he was in an online relationship with, he sends her a nasty pic and makes a bunch of lustful statements. I thought you weren't struggling with lust anymore, Mario. And then the day after that makes a Facebook post about needing a revival of purity in this generation that is being overtaken by sexual immorality. Hashtag death to porn. And of course, this is coming from the guy who the previous day was engaging in all kinds of sexual immorality on the internet with his online girlfriend that he was in a relationship with for 2 years before he moved on to his current girlfriend. I mean, if he had made that first post and then, like, say, 6 months passed and then he did the thing we saw the picture of, and then, like, another month or two passed and he said the last post that you see here, if all this had been spaced out over the course of close to a year, okay, you could say that the guy had a fall, he had a relapse, but then he got back on the right path. Okay. But no, this took place over a span of 3 days. Post on day 1 saying that he's not struggling with lust. Post on day 2 in his private correspondence with this girl where he's obviously all into the lust. And then social media post the day after that on day 3 saying that we need a revival of purity, acting like he doesn't struggle with lust. I mean, it's pretty pathetic. The guy obviously is not who he portrays himself as online, which is the point that Gary has been making for a couple of years now, and that other people who've actually known Mario in real life have been trying to make for years. But now it's obvious for everyone to see. Mario was doing all this stuff during the time that he allegedly was in rehab, staying away from social media, and being cured of all of his addictions and his sexual degeneracy. This was all happening during that time when he allegedly was in rehab. This kind of reminds me of the time when Joseph Smith was engaging in the money-digging practices of his time, right around the time and at the same time that he allegedly was being trained by the angel Moroni to translate the golden tablets into the Book of Mormon. It's that kind of thing. It's hilarious and pathetic. It is at the 11:44 mark of this video where we see the next clip.
So here we are, December 11th. He posts a "sex won't satisfy you" meme. 302 likes. Amen. I know all of this to be true from experience. Only Jesus can fulfill your soul. All the other stuff will just leave you feeling empty. So let's see what he follows that up with. So 2 days later, on December 13th, 2019, Mario sends his lady friend these pics.
And that's all I have for this clip. So as you can see in that clip, Mario posts memes claiming that sex won't satisfy our souls and only Jesus can, but is seen 2 days later sending pics of himself, pleasuring himself, to this girl that he was in an online relationship with. And all I can say is that man clearly was not thinking about Jesus in those pictures that he sent to the girl. And obviously, the sex was more satisfying to his soul than Jesus was because, well, look what he was doing. Pretty obvious, right? Guy doesn't believe anything he says on social media, like Gary has been saying for years, and it's painfully obvious now. He just says that stuff on the internet to get attention on social media, especially to get attention from Christians, because he views Christians as gullible fools who will love him and follow him no matter what he gets exposed for doing. Now, there's a whole bunch more degeneracy stuff in this video, way more than I care to go through. So if you want to see all that stuff for yourself, I would encourage you to watch the full video Gary put out, link to which will be in the description box below for those who are interested. But I want to look at two more clips in particular that are not quite so graphic and vile, but certainly every bit as illuminating. So at the 32-minute and 8-second mark of the video, we see the following.
So then on July 25th, Mario posts on Facebook, just had a random drug alcohol test. I passed. I have to admit, one of the benefits of being in treatment is having to stay accountable through random screenings and searches. Accountability is a major part of recovery. We tend to hide our addictions, but with this program, that is not possible. Every week for the last year, I've been tested and I am still here. Praise God. Hashtag recovery and Jesus. Okay, so Mario has claimed it's not possible to cheat the weekly drug screenings, but yet look at this pic he sent to his lady friend. So she asks about one of the guys at the rehab center, will they let him stay? And Mario, for some reason, sends a pic of a urine sample he's keeping hidden in a toilet paper roller. So obviously it's clean urine he's hiding to use for his upcoming drug screenings. And I guess he thought it was cute to show it off to her. So as we can see, he's been cheating some, if not all, of his urine screenings that he's been bragging about passing for the last year. As you recall, telling me on that video that you cannot get a certificate unless you're clean and pass all of your drug screenings.
And I went into recovery. It was legitimate. I received a certificate. You don't get that unless you pass all your screenings. And
I told you, this guy is a con artist. This is who Mario Bryson is. Like I've been saying, he went into rehab for show to try to earn back the trust from all of the subscribers he lost back in 2019 when he got exposed. That's what this is about. This is what the rehab is about. That's what all of these generic Facebook posts are about. All of these YouTube and Facebook videos. It's all a show to try to win back the subscribers that he lost. That's all this is about.
So, as you guys could see in that clip right there, Mario admitted to the girl that he cheated some, if not all, of his drug screenings by hiding a vial of clean urine inside of a toilet roller. And he sent her a picture of him hiding the vial of clean urine inside the toilet roller, thus proving that Mario actually cheated at least some, if not all, of his drug screenings at this homeless shelter rehab program that they had. So obviously, this is why Mario passed all the screenings and got the certificate of achievement for getting through the program. And this explains why he got kicked out of the other program after 3 months. Mario tried to cheat at the other program and he couldn't do it there. They were just too thorough in making sure that he wasn't cheating the program. Whereas at this homeless shelter, not so thorough. So much so that he was able to actually pass all of his screenings, even though he was always on drugs, simply because he would hide vials of clean urine inside his room, so that way when the screening came and they gave him some privacy to pee in the vial, he would just switch the vials out and hand it to them. And apparently they were none the wiser. So Rehab was literally just a show. He didn't actually get treated and healed of his sexual addictions. He obviously didn't get cured of his drug addictions, and in fact he cheated his drug screenings so that he could get the certificate so that he could show it on his videos for a while, which is what he did in 2020 and earlier in 2021. So Mario cheated the drug screenings, which means his rehab was not legitimate, even though he swore up and down on a stack of Bibles to Gary 828 that his rehab was legitimate. Of course, if your rehab was legitimate, you wouldn't have to spend all day telling someone that it was legitimate. And the fact that you did proves that it isn't. And now you've confirmed for us that it wasn't legitimate. You literally cheated some, if not all, of your drug screenings at that program, at that homeless shelter. Now, this last clip that we're going to watch is probably the most stunning one for me personally, because it actually proved a prediction that Gary made when he was responding to Mario's hit piece video on him in 2020. Let's roll the clip, shall we?
And I went into recovery. It was legitimate. I received a certificate. You don't get that unless you pass all your screenings, and I am visibly changed. And Gary, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to love you and to forgive you. I forgive you for false accusing me.
Oh, do you love me, Mario? Do you forgive me? Because it doesn't sound like it when I hear you talking about me when you're not on camera making YouTube videos. Okay, so apparently Mario left his lady friend a voice message about me. And he doesn't really seem like he loves me too much. I've said on previous videos that behind closed doors, this guy despises me and curses my name. But of course on YouTube, he tries to be polite and come across all sweet because he's playing into the whole vigilant Christian persona. But that is not who Mario Bryson is. This is a much more accurate reflection of who he is when he's not on YouTube.
And recently I've just really been bothered by fucking Gary 828 or whatever fucking numbers, that kid.
Oh, so sorry to bother you and disrupt this scam operation you've been running for a decade. My bad.
And Gary, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to love you and to forgive you. I forgive you for false accusing me.
And recently I've just really been bothered by fucking Gary 828 or whatever fucking numbers, that kid.
And so, as you guys saw in that last clip, Mario throws profanities at Gary 828 in a voice message he sent to the girl, something that Gary literally predicted would happen. And I'm not just saying Gary predicted it because he predicted it, he says so in this video. I remember when Gary put out his response to Mario's attack on him in the summer of 2020, which was about a little over a year ago, actually, is when that happened. And in that video, Mario claimed to love Gary like a brother, and Gary literally stopped the video and said, "No, you don't, Mario. I bet that you curse me when you're not on camera. You're probably saying all kinds of profanities and attaching them to me when you're not recording a video for YouTube." And lo and behold, now we know that Gary was literally correct. Mario did exactly what Gary said he would do when he wasn't on camera, which is throwing profanities at Gary 828 and attaching them to his name. You could hear it in that short little clip. So obviously, Gary has succeeded at his goal that he's been working at for the last couple of years. He has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that Mario is not a real Christian. He is a degenerate heathen pretending to be a Christian for social media clout and donations to fund his addictions, his drug addictions, his alcohol addictions, his sexual addictions, and whatever other addictions he has that he hasn't bothered to reveal to the world. That's literally who he is at this point. Gary has proven that. But not only that, Gary has succeeded in proving that Mario's entire rehab response to his 2019 scandal was all a sham. It was all a show. He didn't get healed of any of his addictions because he was engaging in them the whole time he was in rehab. His recovery, his passing of drug screenings was not legitimate because he literally cheated most, if not all, of the drug screenings, as he proved by showing the girl how he did it. And obviously, he doesn't love Gary 828 like a brother because he was so willing to just throw profanities at him and attach them to Gary when he wasn't on camera for his YouTube channel. So obviously, Mario is a fake, a phony, a fraud, a charlatan. His entire rehab from 2019 to 2020 was a farce. It was a lie. He never got rehabilitated truly. Sure, he went to one program but got kicked out, so he found an easier program that he could cheat the program and cheat the drug screenings and got his little certificate just so he could plaster it up on his videos and brag to everyone, look, I went to rehab. Obviously, I'm cured. Obviously, you can trust me again. Send in those sweet donations and give me my dopamine hits on social media. Come on, guys, I'm legit now. That's what this was all about. Just like Gary predicted, the whole thing was a show. And not only was it a show, it was a lie. So congratulations, Gary. You've really owned Mario over the last 2 years, and you've basically proven that he's a lying fraud. He's a degenerate heathen, not a Christian. Now, if Mario was smart, he would stay away from the internet forever. Because of this video now, and all the other videos Gary828 has done. I mean, we're getting to the point where when you look up Mario on YouTube, Gary's videos are showing up. Especially if you typed in Mario Exposed, it's like a wall of Gary828 videos, which is what Gary was hoping for, and he has succeeded in proving his cause. He's succeeded in proving that Mario is not who he claims to be, and he did it with such tactical precision. Not necessarily because Gary828's like the best thing since Jesus, although I can tell he's pretty good at dissecting people and their personalities. But Mario is a textbook spiritual narcissist, something that Gary has also covered on his channel. And Gary has been proven right every step of the way, pretty much regarding Mario. I mean, if there's something he's been wrong about, I'm not aware of it, and Mario sure hasn't made other people aware of it. So as far as we know, Gary's never been wrong about anything he said about Mario. So that's all I have for this video. If you're interested in seeing my other videos exposing the Vigilant Christian Mario, I would encourage you to check out my Mario the Vigilant Christian Exposed playlist on my Joshua TV channel. The link to this playlist will be in the description box below. And until something really juicy comes out about the Vigilant Christian in the future, I'm pretty much done covering Mario videos at this point. And I think Gary has largely succeeded at what he set out to do in regards to exposing Mario. So I think Gary has something to be proud of in terms of his YouTube career and his content creation career in general. So until next time, I bid you guys adieu. Thank you for watching this video. If you like what you saw in this video and you want to help me go from being a part-time to a full-time content creator, I would encourage you to subscribe to the channel, check out my other videos, and leave your likes and comments down below. If you would like to help me defend freedom of speech on the internet, then I would encourage you to join Creation Social, which is my open-source alt-tech alternative to both Facebook and Gab. Here at Creation Social, you have true freedom of speech. You can create groups, you can create blog posts, you can play games, you can put products in the marketplace, you can make chat rooms, you can make pages and polls and events, and you can get video links for various alt-tech video sharing sites to embed on posts. There is something for everyone here at Creation Social, and so join Creation Social today and help me defend freedom of speech on the internet. If you would like to support TTOR as well as Creation Social financially, I would encourage you to hit me up on Subscribestar, or you can make donations through the TTOR coffee page, or you can purchase products from the TTOR Teespring store. Links to all three of those being in the description box below. If you would like to support TTOR financially and Creation Social financially by buying books, well, I would encourage you to buy my brand new book, Another Inconvenient Truth 2, Defending Young Earth Creationism. You can buy it as a paperback or as a Kindle download on Amazon, or you can buy it as a downloadable PDF off of the TTOR Teespring store, links to which are in the description box below. Thank you for watching and have an excellent day.